tuning into this week's episode of the Paperback Club podcast. My name is Aliyes Dell. With me as always is Richard Knox and our returning guest, Cameron Dell.
Hello. Thank you for having me again.
Absolutely. I think that's your third time now?
Yeah.
All right.
Wow,
so,
a three-peat. Is that what you call it? A three-peat?
I think they're a three-piece.
Mr. Pete?
One or the other? Either
Mr.
way.
Repeat.
For those of you watching, you definitely need to catch up with this guy. So if you want to be on the show, let us know in the comments down below.
Right now.
Yeah, stop what you're doing. Let's see. Today's episode 37. For those of you watching on YouTube, you might notice a bit of a scenery change. If you're not watching on YouTube, I recommend checking it out. We have a video podcast on YouTube, not just audio on our other platforms.
And if you listen to us on audio, even cooler.
Yeah. Anyway, let us know, how are you listening to us?
In the comments.
Right now!
So today we're talking about a couple of different things. Starting off with post-COVID. We've made a couple of episodes about this. Definitely post, because quotations, because it's not over, right? We're I think
in the middle.
We're
in a weird gray area, is what I would probably call it.
But the good news is that places are reopening up, from restaurant dining rooms to gyms to
Salons,
non-essential businesses, I guess.
I even heard that we live in South Carolina, that they're about to start opening up like the fairs, because I think in the summer there's a big like state fair that happens.
Yeah,
they're going to be opening things like that too.
Well, hopefully, because I'm ready for things to get back to somewhat normal.
Yeah, I've never been so bored.
Yeah,
in my
life.
A lot.
Yeah. So, what some of the we kind of talked about this not too long ago, me and Richard, and about some of the things that we're excited to get back into. One of those things was the gym.
I will pump you up.
Before COVID, me and Richard have been going pretty regularly, at least 3 or 4 times a week.
At least. Yeah, man. There was a time when we were dedicated 5 days a week, and I was
It was a little rough.
out.
Yeah, it was a little rough. Then we went from 5 days to 3 days, and it's a whole learning experience. And we haven't gone since I want to say March.
Yeah, it was like a month and a half.
Yeah, I want to say Planet Fitness closed on March 31st. Or no, I think they closed on March 15th. Planned to reopen on the 31st, and then said psych 2 months later.
Yeah,
And,
we had my first day back with Aliyes was yesterday morning, and I actually hadn't even talked to you about this yet, but I went to bed feeling great. Not an issue.
Yeah.
I woke up and it hurt to get out of bed.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a soreness that I've missed and not missed.
Yeah, like I can barely move my arms back. I'm just like, ugh.
Yeah, we're going tomorrow, right?
Just like, what?
So surprise. Well, now they have modified hours, so we can't do our normal. We used to go like between 10 p.m. and 2 a.m. and then work like all day the next day. Now we can't do that.
Now I've grown in age since then a lot. Corona has aged me very, very much. I'm an old man now in this short time that's passed.
Mm-hmm. So other than gym, what's some things you're excited to get back to?
Bars.
100%.
I've already been out to a couple bars. My favorite like chain restaurants, besides where we work, is Buffalo Wild Wings. And they just opened back up this week. And I'm so excited just to be able to go sit down, pretend to watch the sports, and drink a beer.
True.
So, he threw the ball. Yeah, I'll take a drink to that.
Like at the bar, there'll be 3 TVs, and the far ones are sports, and the middle one's like car auction. I'm like, I'd rather watch this car auction. At least I understand that car looks old and it looks nice. It's a lot of money.
Yeah, there's a lot of TVs there, and I remember we were there for some event one time, and one of the screens had esports on. I think they're playing CS:GO. And I don't really mess with sports that all. I mean, playing it, watching it, any bit of it really. But I also don't mess with CS:GO like at all. If you've ever played against me, you'll know that I don't. I just don't. I don't. So
if it's not clear, he don't.
I don't. Even that being said, though, I still prefer esports over regular sports. Or
Same. I followed CS:GO heavily.
Loser. I don't know what CS:GO is. So
okay,
let's just keep it up though. He's a loser for it.
CS:GO.
Yeah, so I mean, it'd be really cool to go to like a Buffalo Wild Wings sports bar, but like an esports bar. That would be cool. Having like Mortal Kombat 11 on the screen, Call of Duty over
and just
here.
Streaming going on the entire time.
Yeah. So I mean, that'd be pretty cool. I mean, there's a place
and then have your
Savannah.
own stream. Actually, we're done talking about this. TM. It's recorded. It's ours. Can't take it.
was gonna say, there's a place in Savannah. What was it that we went for New Year's?
Yeah.
Chromatic Dragon.
Yeah,
there you go.
It's kind of like that, but not exactly. I mean, they had streamers playing. It's a video game inspired bar. It was a really cool place. So,
Yeah,
but dedicated
games
sports
and stuff. Yeah.
We're gonna have jerseys with like streamers' names on it. Dr. Disrespect.
Sprite 16 ounce.
Ooh, that's crispy.
Got him. So what else we talking about today?
What we say? We said that we were gonna be talking about post-COVID that we're not in. Yeah. So here we are.
Yeah. So let me start with the question. All right. Do you think that there's going to be a second wave that everybody's worried about and talking about?
Yes.
I mean, it's hard to say because I've heard two opposite spectrum. I've heard that it's going to happen again in summer or next fall or whatever, just because of natural order of whatever. And I've also heard that the heat's going to dissipate all the virus, so it's not going to be existent. So it's like, I'm not a scientist theoretically, so I don't know. All I know is my daily routine, what it affects, restaurants closing, stuff like that.
I'll tell you this, if it's anything like the first shutdown, the second wave happening, and it shuts down again, I don't think we'll even have that much of an issue in our standpoint, because this first shutdown to us didn't really seem like a shutdown. It just seemed like everyday life,
just an inconvenience
without toilet paper.
Yeah, but true.
Paper towels.
But I've also heard that there's like a possible second stimulus check in the works, and different, I forget, proposals, I guess is the word you use. I've heard one person wants to give us like another $1,200 and then call it a day. I've heard another person wants to give us $2,000 every month for like a year or something. And I'm like that's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy to think about that. I mean, it'd be great because it's free money.
Yeah.
If you're not watching on YouTube, air quotes, free money.
Free
And then
money.
I know even before all this happened, there was a debate between whether the stimulus is a loan or a refund from your taxes. So I'm like,
I did hear that was a lie. I ended up talking to someone I know about it, and we did some research together, and he goes, yeah, no, that's the craziest thing.
I'm like, I mean, unless it directly affects me on a daily basis, I don't know what to believe.
Yeah.
Also true. Yeah. I feel deep down that a second wave's going to happen.
I think so too, because you got some states that are reopening up, and then you have some other states that are staying closed down because they know the possibility of another outbreak.
Yeah, they can see
occurring.
the future. So,
but I do think the fall will be bad. The fall is when flu season starts, and you normally have
like a double down.
Yeah, those type of flare-ups during that time. So with COVID being so much like the flu, I could see it being worse, or having both and it making a cocktail of death.
Yeah,
inside of you.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah. I mean, I've heard that people who had coronavirus, but also they healed from it. There's another word for it.
Recovered.
They recovered from it, but it was like a god awful flu. And I've had the flu before, and it's no fun. It's not a joke. It's not a joke.
It's not a joke. Don't make fun of it.
It's terrible. I think I took a trip to Tennessee one time for a friend's wedding, and it was like an 8-hour drive. And for those of you who don't know me, I don't like long distance driving. Whether I'm actually driving or just in the car. I mean,
or if
I'm
he's
not
sleeping,
a road trip
he
guy.
hates it.
I much prefer flying. But so this is an 8-hour road trip, and we drove from here to there 8 hours straight, and then I was there for one day, and then I caught the flu somehow, and then we were there for the entire weekend, so like 3 or 4 days. And
I do remember
the last
happening.
3 or 4 days, I was in the hotel bed nonstop. Like, not to be graphic, but just it was bad.
Beep.
So here's an image of. No, I'm kidding. It was awful. So I can't even imagine what a coronavirus would have felt like, because people say that it's just a worse experience of a flu.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's if you even recover. I mean,
and then I hear that there's no guarantee that you can't get it again. People get the flu multiple times.
Yeah,
people get common cold multiple times, and I don't actually think those are related. In my head, I'm like, no, I don't.
So
those are two separate things.
Theoretically.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Don't listen to us. We have no medical experience whatsoever.
We just 3 jackasses.
I could put a Band-Aid on a boo boo.
True.
Said, you got to cut? Throw some
bleach.
It's like I was watching an episode of Sunny, and it was one where, what's her name? The waitress had poisoned Charlie in that 1950s skit or whatever, and she's like, "Oh, I just poisoned you." He goes, "Oh, I'm just gonna drink this bleach because they counteract each other." And he's like, "Nope, I was wrong." That show's hilarious.
That is a great
show.
I'm
also excited just to be able to go out. I know we talked about earlier I used to love going out to Savannah, but with everything shut down, there was really no reason to go out to Savannah.
Yeah.
But now I cannot wait to get back out there and do something.
I haven't experienced Savannah in the way that I can right now. Yeah.
As an adult, little baby Cam's the big deuce oon.
Yeah, so it's a different experience. Yeah.
So,
and like one of the things I like to do when I'm out and about, just perusing and cruising, is I like to go to Best Buy. You just walk around
and stay there for 4 hours.
Touch all the keyboards,
minimum.
Every single camera
menu system on the cameras. Yeah, so I'm a Best Buy.
Even if he's looked at them 50 times already before.
Exactly. That's like one of my favorite pastimes. And
he's one of them touchy-feely type of guys.
Yeah, I'm like,
he needs to
Joe
be all
Biden Jr.
Oh. Too soon. Too soon.
So that's like one of my things I like to do when I'm out. And with all this shutdown stuff, Best Buy is, to the best of my knowledge, we're only doing curbside, so you couldn't go inside and like browse. You could go there and say, "Hey, I'm here to pick up. I need this, and that," and they'll bring it out to you. But like, I don't go to Best Buy to buy. I go to
Best Buy to die.
No, I mean,
I'm sure you wouldn't be upset if your funeral wasn't a Best Buy.
No.
Like, this is the way to go out.
That'd be.
Just wrap me around all the cameras.
Right, and then I'm like, here's my outgoing ceremony. Everybody gets a keyboard and for like 10 minutes consecutively. That's all you hear. And then my body just
floats up to the Best Buy gods to be repurposed into like the new Samsung tablet or something.
Shit.
Oh, goodness.
Now with people features.
It's like he's built by a human. Yeah, so I mean... Oh, I'm hungry.
You're hungry? We doing a podcast, you're talking about being hungry?
Yeah, I should have ate before I came here.
Yeah, you should have.
Yeah, and I'm like, man, food.
Okay, well, here's another question then. Mm-hmm. With these businesses, let's say restaurants and stuff like that, with the way that they are working around this whole COVID stuff, do you think that more businesses will stick to that business model? Or do you think that they would switch back?
I think COVID changed the face of food and beverage forever.
That's what I think as well. I think a lot of places realize that, hey, we can just not see customers and deal with customers face to face. We can literally just make their food, them come get it, or DoorDash come get it, and then just be done with it.
Yeah, I think like Richard said, it's changed the game forever. I can't imagine going back to a pre-COVID force or workforce
regular.
Like that. Yeah, I mean, whether
model.
You're working in a restaurant or even dining in, like if you go to a restaurant, I think in the back of everyone's head for forever now, it's gonna be like, wow, like, are these people clean? Are they sanitizing things? Like, what's their procedures and stuff? So,
and I think for us, all of us have at one point or still is doing management. That's things we always think of, anyways. So anytime, like already being in the restaurant industry, whenever I would go out to another restaurant, my brain can't help but think about, are they doing this? Are they doing this? How are they doing it? So now to open that feeling to the public, and there's probably a lot of people who are still like that who didn't have any experience doing that. But for like everyone to experience it, and if for it to be so long, it's like you're conditioning them to be in this sense of, I don't want to say hysteria, but where it's the only thing on your mind when you're going into a restaurant is making sure that it's safe, and not even from like a food poisoning standpoint, which is how it's been for everybody.
True.
But just in general, clean everywhere.
Yeah, I know generally speaking, restaurants have a lot of like policies and stuff they have to maintain to even be open, between like sanitizing, cleanliness, records and inspections and stuff like that. So I think for any restaurant that was already in good standing with all these things going on, adding a little extra sanitation due to COVID shouldn't have hurt you. I mean, business-wise is a different aspect, but like the policies of staying clean, I can't imagine is too much more difficult than they were already doing.
Yeah.
But either way, I mean, like you said, in the back of my head, it's always going to be like, are they cleaning this stuff? Like, what's their like preparation process, and is this a safe place to eat?
Yep.
So
is this a safe place to have a seat?
True. Yeah. So I mean,
people are touching. You can't help but what people touch.
Like it's crazy to think about how all those like signs and stuff, like with these places reopening and them only accepting a certain amount of occupancy, like 50%, with like how fast that they have rolled out these like signs and stuff, like, hey, don't sit here, and they like have their own catchy like way. Like I think it's kind of crazy that these companies were able to push these out as quick as they did with everything. So
just imagine being in the printing business right now.
For real.
Signs everywhere.
Yep.
So, I mean,
flyers, everything.
Posters, banners. So, I mean, serendipity for those businesses.
Even the arts and crafts sections where people are like making things. So, getting paint on their windows and chalk on the sidewalks, making sure that they're doing everything they can to get to the people so they know that they're open for business and,
Yeah, even when I was at like Walmart and Target, like I've never seen their bike racks out of stock or their weights out of stock. And with all this going on, everybody, you couldn't go to the gym, so you got to get your own fitness in. You can't like go out in public, so you have to go on like these designated trails with maintaining social distancing.
Yeah, they said there's a pandemic. What do we need to get? Get the toilet paper. I'm gonna go get the weights.
Yeah. Son, grab the medicine ball. The 5 pound. I can't do the 10.
So. People are crazy. True. People are crazy.
Life is crazy.
Yeah.
And it's sad for the people who have experienced the worst side of COVID.
Yeah.
And I think, I have to be biased because I haven't experienced it on that level. But people can be crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I think a lot of businesses and stuff like that, though, are going to stick to the business model that they're on now. Because it's just...
Only the strong shall survive.
It's just generating so much more revenue with...
Yeah, I bet DoorDash.
A lot less work.
Oh, DoorDash. That's what we should have invested.
Mm-hmm. DoorDash and toilet paper.
Blew up.
Charming.
Hard.
DoorDash, charming.
Yeah. And toilet paper delivery service.
Wait.
I'm hearing like people are getting like $20 an hour.
Which is crazy.
Just
doing
that.
There's a huge influx of it. But I mean, business is business. It keeps things moving and people feel safer. I know me and Marley actually do HelloFresh, and that has been really nice because during the first couple of weeks of all this going on, if you were to go to the grocery store, nothing is in stock. I mean, like even things you wouldn't even think of, like canned food. Like I've never seen an empty canned food shelf. All the bread was gone, canned food, every meat except like, liver or something. Crap like that.
Do you experience that?
Grocery store?
Yeah. You experienced that?
Yeah.
Did you experience that?
I mean, I went to the grocery store and all that was empty.
Yeah, that's crazy. I haven't been to one yet where I've seen that on that level.
Yeah, but
like,
there's always been early.
Early.
Yeah, this is like the first week of it happening.
I was like, it's only for me that I've seen is the paper aisle.
Yeah, which I mean, even
paper towels, toilet paper, napkins.
I want to say
you can see straight through the aisle.
Yeah, which is crazy too.
Yeah, I was in a Walmart in Iowa whenever I was living there, and literally the section with all the paper towels and toilet paper and all that, literally empty. But you had people waiting there
for restock
for people to come out so that they can grab their paper towels and stuff.
Y'all bringing it?
Like that was insane to me.
Yeah. So do you remember that film festival I entered in a couple weeks ago?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I didn't win or even place, but it was a good learning experience. But I was watching all of the submissions and all of the like the top 5 people who actually did win, and everyone did a great job. If you're interested, I'll
link it down.
Yeah, I'll link it down below. But I was watching to kind of see where these people's headspaces were, like where their creative direction went. And the first place winner of the challenge was this guy who was like in a back office, and he's like typing on his keyboard, and he's like calling people, and he's like, hey, plant a story that COVID is inspired by the government, or crazy stuff like huge conspiracy theories. And then he has like maps with like strings that are all around this wall, and then he like hands it the phone and he starts laughing, and he said, I'm gonna make billions. And he comes out of frame, and there's like a business card called worldwide toilet paper. So he's like planting these stories in like the Washington Post or whatever, and all these blog sites, and the whole thing was he's like a toilet paper mastermind. So hilarious. So
that is hilarious.
It was really good, and a lot of people did a lot of things. I mean, with everyone being home, there's only so much you can do, like you said. I mean, you've never been so bored in your life, which is pro and a con. 'Cause on one hand, I mean, you're home, you have the internet, well, sometimes. It's just a matter of your creativity in your mind, I guess.
I don't think I'm a very creative person. I have no artistic ability whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
So to think about doing those things, I think one thing we've been talking about is trying to maybe bring on a different type of content to people and start doing skits to try to reach out to a bigger audience. But maybe that's something we can explore too and try to give y'all out better better content to get into.
Yeah, I mean, even if it's not for us or for you or for us, I mean, it's still a little fun thing to do. I mean, I've seen some incredible things people have done, during a quarantine, creativity wise.
Yep.
And one of the things that has come out of this whole experience for me and Marley at least have John Krasinski's Some Good News.
Oh, yeah. Did he just sell that?
I don't know actually. I'm a couple episodes behind.
I think he just sold like the actual
the rights to the name or whatever
to the show.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
I mean, it's been great. If you haven't seen it, check it out on YouTube. Some Good News from John Krasinski is just an incredible thing. I think my favorite parts of it are the cameos from like The Office and stuff.
Yeah.
So good. So it's a good time. There's a lot of people trying to do a lot of good things. But even that being said, there are some crazy people out there. So,
yeah.
Bluey.
that came full circle. In case you forgot, people are crazy.
Yeah, that's gonna be the title of this episode.
People are crazy.
People are crazy.
All right.
Okay. Well, thanks for tuning into this episode of the Paper Bag Club podcast. I'm Richard Knox. With me always is Aliyes Richard, and our most favorite is the specialist guest ever, Cameron Diddy Dell.
Minus the Diddy.
Please like, comment, subscribe, share with all your friends. Hit the bell to get notified anytime we come on with a new video. And just so we get that question of the weekend, just because we didn't actually say it. What's it been like for you since things have started to open back up? We want to hear all the different perspectives and see how it's affecting different people different ways and how you like it. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode.
Deuces.